welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this vlog, this is my pregnancy journey vlog, which I know I'm extremely late at recording because I'm actually 38 weeks and 4 days today. But you know, I really want to be able to share this with you guys and also share it with baby girl when she's able to watch it one day. So I thought better late than never. So in order to keep this as short as possible, I won't go into too much details about my TTC journey or the issues I had with my menstrual cycles before, which I feel like greatly contributed to why it took so long for me to get pregnant. But if you guys have any questions about that, you can always ask me and I can make another video about that specifically if I get a lot of questions, or I can just answer that in my next video. And baby girl is moving around a lot right now, so if you see me slightly looking uncomfortable from time to time, that's why. But I guess I will start from the beginning. So my name is Gail. I'm 32 years old and I live in Canada, so specifically in Cambridge. So if there's any new moms in the Cambridge area, feel free to reach out. I'd love to connect. So we got married in 2018, and I wouldn't say that we were actively trying from when we first got married. It was October 2018, but I mean, we weren't using protection or anything, and we were hoping that we were just gonna, you know, get pregnant if we were just having intercourse. So we were doing that for about, I think, 8 months, and then I decided that I probably needed to start doing a little bit more. So I actually downloaded an app. Can't remember which one it was now because I downloaded a few of them. I believe I got Thermometer, which was a little bit later because that's when I got the basal body temperature reader, which came with that app. And then I also got another one, I think, called Glow. But I will let you guys know if you have questions about that as well. Which one specifically I was using. But yes, I started tracking my ovulation, and I don't know how it works in other places, but in Canada you have to at least be trying for about a year before you can then be referred to a fertility clinic. And I kind of had it in the back of my mind that maybe I would need to go that route, seeing as my mom needed to take fertility pills in order to get pregnant with me, and it took her quite some time. So around the time that we had scheduled our first appointment with the fertility clinic, I actually found out that I was pregnant, not by doing an at-home test, because the at-home tests actually weren't showing positive at all. But I noticed that, you know, I was having different kind of symptoms, and my periods, which are usually like full force from day one, like Niagara Falls, it was kind of like spotty and weird. So I did go to the hospital. They did an ultrasound as well as blood work, and they confirmed, unfortunately, that I was pregnant, but due to my levels and my numbers, that I was having a miscarriage. So I remember that was really hard. I was in shock that I was pregnant. And I remember my mom saying, well, you know, at least you know that you can get pregnant, you know, trying to see the positive side of things. But no matter how far along you are, when you have a loss, it really hurts. So I recall when we went to the fertility clinic, the doctor, he actually was like, you know, well, I want to do my own ultrasound just to make sure, which kind of made it worse because then I kind of got like a second burst of hope that, you know, the pregnancy would be okay. But everything confirmed that I was indeed having a miscarriage. So they told me, you know, wait until you have your next period and then give us a call. So I remember they did the ultrasound to confirm that all the pregnancy tissue had left, and they also tracked my HCG hormones all the way down to 0. So it was confirmed that my pregnancy, I had miscarried, and everything basically went back to pre-pregnancy. So I remember my symptoms kind of went away, and then they came back, I think about 2 weeks later. So I called the fertility clinic and I told them, you know, I think I'm actually pregnant again. I know you guys had to wait for my period but I'm having this weird spotting and I'm having the same symptoms I did before. And they kind of just said, you know, well, it's most likely just, you know, your hormones or whatever, and that you should just wait until you have your full flow to come in for your first day so they can start doing the cycle monitoring. I didn't feel happy about that, but I thought, you know, what can I do but go along with what they're saying. So I waited until I had a full flow. I went in for my appointment, and at that point, I remember the nurse or the technician, after she did the ultrasound, she told me to wait in the room. She seemed really concerned about something, and then the nurse came in and said, you know, there's actually pregnancy tissue that we found on the ultrasound. And she said, you know, it might be left over from your previous pregnancy. So I told her no, that wouldn't be possible because you guys had done an ultrasound and you guys had measured my HCG down to 0. And she then went and looked at her records, came back and said, you know what, you're right. So it looks like you were pregnant again. And just the way that she said it, and there was no apology or anything for, you know, not having me come in or not listening to my concerns. And I don't know, it just felt very like cold. So from that experience, and also from the fact that they were terrible at answering the phones, terrible at making appointments, I really wanted to switch. So I ended up changing fertility clinics. Definitely a better experience. I did 5 rounds of Clomid, which at one of the rounds, I think majority of the rounds actually, I did have at least one mature follicle. I know that for all of them, but majority of them I had more than one mature follicle, but it never ended up in a pregnancy. So I told the doctor, you know, maybe, or asked him if I could try something else, because maybe my body isn't responding to the Clomid as it should. So on the 6th try, we ended up adding in Femara or letrozole in addition to the Clomid, and that worked, and I was able to conceive baby girl. So that was in March, which was nice. It was actually, I think, a couple days before my birthday that I knew. So it was the best gift ever. And she's due November 24th, actually. So in terms of pregnancy symptoms, I wouldn't say that I've been noticing like a drastic difference between from week to week. So I did actually purchase this book called The Bump. I got it on Etsy. It's really cute. Inside there's pages for you to record. There's a name section, and then nursery. Once you've done that, you can add a photo and kind of the color scheme and all of that. And then there's also sections for you to put ultrasound photos, which is nice. And then photos of yourself throughout the different trimesters. And then there's like the week to week update. So at first I was filling it in quite consistently, but then I noticed that it didn't really, I didn't find that it made sense for me to be filling it in every single week, just because my my symptoms wouldn't change from week to week. But to summarize, basically during the first trimester, I did have really sore, swollen boobs, especially during the first, I would say, the 2-week wait. Actually, I found it was even more swollen. Now throughout like the 2nd and 3rd trimester, it hasn't been so much the tenderness in my boobs, but it's been the nipples and the areolas, which I guess makes sense. Also in the first trimester, I had nausea, heartburn, and vomiting, and I've had nausea and heartburn pretty much throughout the whole pregnancy, which has been fun dealing with. So I basically live off of Tums and milk, pretty much. And tiredness, I would say I've been feeling that throughout as well. Definitely cramps during the 2-week wait. I noticed that a lot. And then frequent urination. During the second trimester, I started noticing some slight dizziness, and that's actually during the first trimester as well. Not as much in the second, but again with the nausea and the heartburn, less vomiting than the first, which was nice. But headaches, and I found that I was actually still tired because I heard that during the second trimester you get your energy back, which would have been nice because I was intending on doing my Beachbody pregnancy workout throughout the entire pregnancy, but I did start during the first trimester and that like quickly stopped. But I am starting to walk and be a little bit more active now, especially wow, can't say that word, as I am trying to induce labor naturally, so that when I do go in for my induction on Thursday, that things will go even smoother, and you know, I'll have a favorable cervix. So during the third trimester, I've noticed still with the nausea, a lot less vomiting unless I eat specific foods. I find salmon makes me extremely nauseous, even though I love salmon. And of course, I've been very sore, swollen feet, and I've also developed tendinitis, which hasn't been fun dealing with either. I thought it was carpal tunnel at first because I know that that's common during pregnancy, but so is tendinitis, I've come to learn. So it's when your tendons are swollen, and it pretty much looks like there's a bone sticking out of my wrist, and it makes it hard to use my wrist to full capacity. So I'm really hoping, as my OB says, that it will go away once I give birth, because it makes it hard to pick up my cats right now. So I can imagine changing diapers and all of that will probably hurt if it doesn't go away. And then frequent urination. I'm definitely getting up every, I would say, before I was saying 2 to 3 hours, but I think it's more like every hour, to be honest, to pee during the night, which my husband says it's gonna prep me for getting up to feed the baby when she gets here. So, I mean, I guess there's that. So that's really been my symptoms that I've noticed. As I mentioned briefly before, they are planning on inducing me on Thursday of this week coming up. And my OB made that decision because he was saying when we did my 36-week scan, that baby girl was measuring like 6 pounds and 10 ounces. So he was saying if I do go beyond 40 weeks, which tends to happen with first-time moms a lot, that she potentially would be then too big to attempt to have a vaginal birth, which is really what I want to do. So that's why he made the decision, along with myself, to do an induction earlier. And I mean, it's not that much earlier. I think it's like 5 days before her actual due date. So let's hope she's ready. Right now she's, like I said, very active and moving around. But yeah, so that's been my experience thus far. I will definitely be doing a birth vlog. At the end of this video, I'm gonna add the 3D ultrasound photos because we did do that. It was really nice to be able to see all of her little features. And then in my next video, I will probably share photos and videos from the gender reveal and baby shower. And if there's any other content that you guys want to see, like the nursery or anything like that, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to share that with you guys. Or if you have any questions about my TTC journey, more details about that, please just let me know. Either way, feel free to like and comment and subscribe so that you guys can see my next videos and also see the birth vlog. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you later.